be honest, I don't really know what this is. I think I couldn't sleep, and I had a vision of making a YouTube channel where I upload me playing some games, and then talk about whatever's on my mind. I guess it can be it's a bit podcasty, you know. It's a bit ASMR-y, so you can do whatever you will with these videos. I think I'm perceiving them as vlogs, I guess, or journal entries in a sense, but I intend for them to be focused on like one subject. So maybe one day I'll be talking about One Piece, and the next day I'll be talking about top 10 foods. So I don't really know what this is going to be, or if I'm going to stick with it, because one thing about me, I'm going to struggle to stick to things. Maybe I should have had a more concrete way to start. This is a bit flimsy. I guess I should say, I think the gameplay will change. I think right now I'm kind of thinking Minecraft is a good starter game because it's so relaxing. And I figure, I kind of want these videos to have a more chill vibe to them. And as you can see, or as you may have already seen, I changed the difficulty to peaceful as well, because I know that's kind of lame. Okay, I get it. Normally I don't do peaceful. Normally I do either just normal survival or straight hardcore. I've only done hardcore like once, but usually I do something. But I figure, again, I want these videos to be a source of, I want them to have this peaceful tone to them, and therefore peaceful game mode. That's what we're settling on. But Minecraft is that's the first game I'll probably be playing for a little while. And I figure on peaceful, it means, no monsters. I can just focus on building, and I don't even think I'm going to kill any animals for food, because I don't need to. I think it'll really just be a very peaceful world on all fronts. I'll be a vegetarian. But maybe I'll also dabble in some Stardew Valley, some Bloons Tower Defense, if the mood strikes me right. But I don't know exactly why I felt this was a project that I should take on. To be frank with you, in my real life, I'm incredibly busy. Not always, but at this specific moment in time, I am very busy. And I shouldn't be focusing on any extracurriculars, I do have things that I need to get done by a certain deadline, which is, by the way, rapidly approaching. Nonetheless, I had a vision, and I had to see it through. And you know what, guys? That's what it's all about. Seeing your visions through when you get them. So that's what this is. That's what this is. And I think the intention behind these, I'm trying to remain in the present a bit more, and I think these can help with that. I'm at a point in my life where it seems like time is moving very rapidly, and despite my best efforts, I can't pause it or slow it down. So I'm doing everything in my power to, what can I do to just remain in the present, so I'm not constantly worried about what's to come or constantly freaking out about how much time has already passed in my life. And I have found that journaling in many different ways can be a good way to, if not slow things down, then remain grounded and, again, remain in the present, which I think is good to subdue that feeling of anxiety or dread. So that's what this is, journaling in a way. I do journal daily. I do a little written journal daily, but I think these videos will be much more focused on speaking on a particular topic. This one won't be. I feel like I can already tell I'm all over the place. But, yeah, this one will just be this one's just focused on what's going on. Yeah, and what this is. I have my purposes, behind creating this channel, making these videos, and whatever purpose they serve outside of that, that's all good with me. That's all fine with me. If this can help you relax, if it can help you sleep, that's great. If they give you something to think about while you do other things, like do the dishes or do laundry or what have you, that's great too. But, I think that there's a lot of room to make this whatever I want it to be, and kind of use it as an outlet to talk about things. If any of you are listening, if I have even a single listener, I would love to have topics to talk about. I don't really, I think they'll kind of just come to me when they come to me, and if I feel compelled to talk about them, I will. But at the moment, I always appreciate recommendations, so if there's something specific that you would like me to talk about, I'm sure I'd be happy to talk about it, But again, putting myself first, that's the theme of I guess of my life right now. I don't know. I guess some general notes that I wanted to make sure to mention was, for one, I don't have a microphone. I don't have any good equipment. If you watch my Minecraft footage, it's not very high quality, because I'm operating on a laptop, which I'm very grateful and privileged to have, but, it's not like I'm recording with some high-end PC. It's why this, with shaders on, the footage barely runs at like 60 FPS, this laptop ain't made for gaming. And also, I don't have a microphone. Like, I'm just using my phone that's set at a distance. I'm currently sitting in a dark room with my phone just on a table. So if it picks up like me fidgeting or scratching my head or something, I apologize for that. But I also hope it can give some authenticity to the end product here. So yeah, these videos are pretty low budget, and I hope that's fine with you. I hope the low budget gives it some character. I think the inspiration for this was there's two specific pieces of inspiration. Because the reason I started making this video was because I was in bed, I couldn't sleep. If you want ultra specific context, I fell asleep at around 8 or 9 p.m., which isn't normal for me. Usually I'm going to bed at like 2 or 3, but I went to bed crazy early on accident. I fell asleep on my couch, and then I woke up around like 1 or 2 a.m. and I was like, this is great. I'm gonna go to bed right now. I'm gonna climb into my bed. I'll get a couple hours of sleep, and then I can wake up at like 6 or 7 a.m. Be the early riser I was always meant to be. So I quickly brush my teeth. I quickly get in bed because I'm worried that my worry was that I would become too awake by the time I get in bed and then not be able to sleep. But I was like, it's fine. I'll put on some ASMR, some nice music, and I'll be able to sleep. And then I just laid in bed for 45 minutes listening to my first, to rope it back, my first bit of inspiration, which was a YouTube video. I believe the title's like Older Gentleman plays Minecraft for the first time or something. I'll try to link it below. That's inspiration number 1. And inspiration number 2 is actually Jay Schlatt. Not just him as a person, but like he has a second channel, The Weekly Slap, I think it's called. All peace and love to Jay Schlatt. I don't watch a ton of his content, but I've always really liked the idea of just having some gameplay and just chatting about a thing. And his videos are pretty, like, he talks about important, good stuff, like about like love and burnout and stuff that's more profound. I don't know if I'll be talking about any of that, but I like the idea of just the very simple idea of just talking with some gameplay in the back. So that's definitely the inspiration behind this. And again, it's for me before anyone else, with peace and love. So that's, I'm not trying to pioneer any creative path here. But yeah, those are my bits of inspiration for this little project. I guess some like general stuff you should know about me is I'm all about fostering good communities and I guess some stuff that I believe in. Let's see, what are the essentials? I support LGBTQ rights, community, love the queer community. So if you don't watch my shit, get away. Fucking goblins. What else? Fuck Trump. Free Palestine. Fuck billionaires, all billionaires, no ethical billionaires. Damn, anything else? There's probably some other stuff. But I feel like that should weed out all the really terrible people. If you disagree with any of that, I don't want you watching my shit. Yeah. Okay, I think that'll do it. What are we at? I've been talking for a while now. I guess just to give like a little summary of my Minecraft gameplay. I'm not like super great at Minecraft. I would say I am above average. I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not a fighter. I've never claimed to be a fighter. But I'm just not great at Minecraft. But I know a lot about the game because of how much I've played it. I've played it a lot with friends. I did manage to beat the Ender Dragon on hardcore. That's got to count for something. So, I have capabilities, but okay. I don't know if the microphone caught that, but there's absolutely a mouse in my room, which is super cool. I love the idea of staying up hearing mice wandering around my room. That's sick. But yeah, I'm not great at Minecraft. But, like I said, it's on peaceful, so I don't really need to worry about going into battle. But this first little session, I believe the recording ended up being like an hour long, so it's an hour of gameplay, and usually I just try to like find a place to set up shop whenever like I start playing, and I managed to find one. That's good. Found this little village, which is nice. I don't know if there's any other notes on my gameplay that I need to. Basically, yeah, that's the point of this session, was just to set up shop, find a home. I'll start building a home, like my own home, maybe next session. There's like a little island nearby the village where I first saw it that I really liked. So I think that's what I'll do next session. Yeah, any other important notes? Like I said, I think I'm going to try to play different games every now and then. Balloons would be fun, but again, that might be a bit too chaotic, and yeah, just too chaotic for the vibe I'm going for these videos. Stardew would be great, but at the moment, I don't think that's a game I can play due to personal circumstances. That's very vague, but it's the actual answer. I don't know, other games. Maybe like some Roblox games. I do fuck with a Roblox game from time to time. But I really love Guitar Hero. I have Clone Hero. I think those videos would be a nightmare, because I'd just be playing just copyrighted songs, so that's probably not the move. But that's an option as well. Anyway, I think that'll about do it. This recording's been going on for a while now, but there's a lot of dead space between a lot of my sentences, so I'll have to do a bit of chopping up. Or maybe I won't. No, I probably will do some chopping up. But I really want to keep these videos as minimally edited as possible. Like, I just want to record like 30 minutes of gameplay, maybe like 15 minutes of talking and just, you know. But yeah, I think that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about whatever. And we'll see where these go, you know. Like, I don't think I have any topics off the top of my head that I feel super passionate in talking about. But I am passionate about a great many things, so, you know, that could change day to day, week to week. But again, if you find this video, I would love for you to hear about any ideas, whatever. I would imagine, you know, this is not going to reach many people, but whoever it does reach, I hope that I can just offer a bit of peace and comfort and, frankly, a time that's not so great. So yeah, that'll do it. Talk to you guys soon. And yeah, see you later.